Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. We are diving into our oracle and journaling section of our cleanse. And this week is a super powerful, amazing topic. I hope that you guys had a lot of aha moments last week as you were focusing on what part of your past needs the most healing, and to be able to create a new story and shift those meanings that you had put on things in the past, and found your lessons and all of that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. So this week we are focusing on our patterns. So our patterns, they actually create our reality. And James Clear, in his book, The Atomic Habits, if you have not read The Atomic Habits yet, that book is phenomenal. I have a few books that I'm like, this should be required life reading, and that is definitely one of them. He says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And all of our habits, these are systems within our life, right? It's the things you allow. It's the things that you think, which creates your beliefs, which is how you act. It's the things that you do and you don't do. It's the boundaries you set or you don't set. Your patterns in life can show you what your future looks like. So we are going to dive into awareness on our patterns and which ones aren't serving us. So in this cleanse, we're cleansing things out, right? Well, some of the habits that we have and the patterns, they also need to be cleansed. They need to be shifted. Just checking to make sure that I can see comments as they come in. If you are joining either live or on the replay, say hi. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'm in Southern Oregon. So I live in the same cute little town as Erin Fugate. Okay, so when we can look at the patterns that are holding us back in life, we are going to be able to step into more growth. Fun, right? Let me make sure there's nothing else I want to cover before I give you some... Yeah, I really like this one too. So when we have awareness around what is holding us back and clarity on how we can shift these things, we bust through an invisible ceiling that we have placed on ourselves. Okay, so these are your 3 journaling questions. And as I'm giving you these prompts every week, I don't want you to just pull a card and go, oh yeah, cool, and move on, right? Because there's no work done in that. I have designed these questions to be able to help you to uncover and pull the roots up and to do the deep inner work, okay? So question number 1 is, what pattern in my life needs to shift in order for me to create more growth in my life? Question number 2, what is this pattern preventing me from having or creating in my life? That's crazy. What's going to unfold with that question is like, oh boy. Next question is, what first step should I take in shifting this pattern? So I will have a graphic that is posted later, and it will have all of these questions for you so that you can keep going back to it and pulling cards. One thing, I don't know if I spoke on this last week, but you are not limited to just these questions. Okay, so you might pull a card. So what you would do, what pattern in my life needs to shift in order for me to create more growth in my life? And then you pull a card and you go to the guidebook, and something's going to pop out at you and you go, oh, yeah, that, okay. And you might have other thoughts and other questions that come up that you pull more cards on. So one question that you're pulling a card on could end up being you pull 3 to 5 more cards going deeper and deeper and deeper. And you'll notice in your journal that the pages just start filling, which is so great because you're getting these things out, right? And you're bringing awareness. We can't change what is not in our awareness, right? If we're not aware of it, we're just going to keep doing the same thing. And that's the definition of insanity. When we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, but we're expecting different results. So, all right. Question number 3, what first step should I take in shifting this pattern? So, those are your 3 questions to pull cards and journal on. And I'm actually going to pull a card for our community. So what can help all of us to create habits that fuel energy and bring vitality? Cool. This is a good card, guys. All that glitters. Isn't that beautiful? All right. So let's go to the guidebook and see what it has to say. So again, the question that we're focusing on here is what can help us to create habits that fuel energy and bring vitality. The essential meaning of this card, All That Glitters, is a need to see beyond the superficial. The desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Trying to be something you're not. Chasing after every sparkly new thing, being mercurial. I actually don't know what that word is. I've never heard it. Might have to look it up. The Oracle's message, it's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? So what can help us to create habits that fuel energy and brings vitality? What stood out to me in this is trying to be something you're not and chasing after every sparkly new thing, which was in the very beginning. So do you see how when reading oracle cards, we read the entire message, and a lot of the time the entire thing is not going to resonate with you, and that's okay. Sometimes it does, and that's also okay. There's no right or wrong way. The journey in this is that you read it and something pings you, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, yes, that's it. Trying to be something you're not, putting the masks on, right? That's not going to help us. And we create habits that actually like push us down when we're chasing all these sparkling things and we're trying to be this person and we're trying to be that person and we're not authentically just being ourselves. We don't have energy and vitality, right? And so we want to create patterns. We want to create habits that are based off of our heart, not what somebody else is doing and what somebody else wants, ourselves, right? So that is the message that I have for you guys this week. I'm excited for you guys to dive into these questions because they're really, really good. And these are a few questions I actually revisit often. I feel like I have a lifetime of work on my patterns and my habits. And so just bringing awareness, just like, pulling those roots up. And a lot of the times, we don't even realize the things that we're doing over and over and over again that are preventing our growth because it's subconscious, right? Our brain is designed in a beautiful way where it has these habits and then your brain goes to protect you, to keep you within those patterns and within those habits. I was just doing something funny. But we can shift it and we can change it and we can train our brain to adopt new patterns and new habits and things that are actually going to bring growth and expansion. That is one of the things about this life that we are here to do. It is to expand. And I am doing this work right now pretty deeply with all of my daughters, but one in particular, my 15-year-old, is just, she's starting to recognize that where she's at right now is not working for her. But where she's at right now is based off of the habits and the patterns that she has adopted as her identity, right? And those are the things that she's doing over and over and over again that have her now in this spot where she's like, I'm not good. And the first step, I had a talk with her today, is just radical acceptance. Like, let's just pull the roots. Let's be real. I'm in your corner. I'm your biggest cheerleader. And I'm here. My job is to not only help myself to expand in this life, but also to help my kids expand. Expansion is the goal. We can't stay stuck in who we are today, because that's not the point of this life. The point of this life is growth and expansion. And the only way to grow and expand is to get really clear on what our patterns are right now and looking at them and getting to the root of it. Is this helping me to grow? Is this helping me to expand? Is this helping me to be healthier in my future? Are these people? Because people can be patterns too, right? Are these people I'm surrounding myself around? Are they helping me to grow into this amazing version of myself? Are the things that I'm consuming, those are patterns too? The books I'm reading, the shows I'm watching. What is that doing for my brain? Because it all plays a role and a part in your expansion. So do the work. Don't skip this part of the cleanse, you guys. Yes, the supplements are great. Yes, the oils are great. Yes, the physical stuff is great, but you can take all the supplements, you can drink the green smoothies, but if you aren't dealing with your inner shit, it's not good. So we have to do this work in order to expand. I'll see you next week.